Hi guys, Liana here playing Little Big Planet 3
Catch marble.
because I wanted to do something cute. So, because things have been stressed, and as much as I've been on a big survival horror kick lately, I wanted to do something a little creative today because we are discussing creativity. And look at that, that's a very creative level design. So, specifically what I want to talk about today, because it's coming up a lot in discussions I'm seeing online and participating online lately, in how to effectively and that's cool, and how to effectively give feedback to creators in a way where you will be heard. Because I see a lot of people complaining, they don't care, they don't listen to us, or all this stuff. Well, and a lot of the time, there's an approach element to it where, you know, people have the right to be heard, but creators also have the right to filter out commentary they feel isn't constructive and isn't productive. You get so much feedback, trust me, when you do anything online related to gaming, that you do sort of have to create a noise filter. And you know, that means you can't respond to everybody, you can't satisfy everyone. You need to filter out who you're going to listen to and who seems to provide valid critique and fair critique. But fair critique is a very subjective term. What's fair for the person speaking is not necessarily fair for the person being criticized. And I think that's important to remember. So here's sort of my take on, how do I get this? Oh, I know. Here's sort of my take on how I filter out critiques and how I decide who to listen to. Why isn't this? Ho! No. There we go. How I figure out who to listen to. Whee! For instance, for me, the whole point of doing videos like this, where I'm playing the game, is that you guys can see, you know, that I actually am playing the game. I am a gamer, you know, because that matters. I've listened and I've heard you guys, and I understand that people want to feel like, you know, they're being spoken to by somebody who gets it, who's not unfairly judging them. And I don't remember how to move faster. There we go. But, so I play these games live. First of all, for authenticity. Second of all, so you guys can see, you know, that I actually do enjoy these things, that I'm not watching games as movies, that I actually do play them and I experience them as, I didn't realize that was hot. I actually experience them as games. And that's because I understand how important it is to accept criticism from people you feel understand your work. Why should the gaming industry listen to anything I say if I don't display a love of games? That seems common sense to me, right? And so that's the first thing, is that people listen to people they feel understand their work, not people who they feel are there to hate on a work or promote an agenda. So when you're trying to communicate with a creator, tell them what you liked about it if you're going to be critical. Because let's face it, most people don't write to say they like it. Some people do. And it's wonderful when some people write just to say your work inspired me or your work touched me or something like that. Because more often than not, people only feel motivated to write when they're complaining about something. So that's another thing to keep in mind as well. The more positive you can be, the more likely that creator is going to listen to the stuff you didn't like so much, because you're showing your objective, right? The other thing I see, whoa, that happened unexpectedly. The other thing I see happening a lot is people focusing on a tiny portion of a work and leaving out their overall thoughts on the work as a whole. I see it with my own work that people don't comment on the entirety of my argument. They nitpick on, you know, a paragraph in a 3,000 word piece. And I'm sure the reasonable people listening right now can understand why something taken out of context is not something that I'm going to take the time to meaningfully respond to or to factor into my my thinking going forward, because they're not judging my work as a whole. They're judging it based on one thing that I don't even know if they saw in context. They could have seen it on a message board and just, you know, succumbed to that herd mentality and taken it out of context. It's really, really hard to listen. Whoa, fried. To listen to somebody who doesn't seem to be taking what we call a holistic approach to the work. That's a practice called close reading, and it's used in English literature sometimes, but it doesn't work very well to games because games are an interactive experience. We want to know you finished it. And, you know, it's also focused on works that have been commented on holistically a lot, like great works of fiction, things like that. So you got to be careful when you're close reading not to lose sight of the plot as a whole. And I think that those two little things will go a long way to creating better communication between creators and fans. Because nobody likes to just be dumped on. Nobody likes to just go, your work is garbage. The minute you say, I hated the article or I hated the whole thing, when you dismiss the whole, people aren't going to, do I have the sticker? People aren't going to pay attention to any details of your commentary. You just hated the whole thing. We don't need to go any further. And that's very unlikely to enact real changes on the finer details of something. Because it's like, okay, you just didn't like it. Moving on to someone who did, right? If someone says, I really loved all of it, this element is something perhaps you haven't considered, that's something I'm going to take a much harder look at. That's something I'm going to listen to. Because any creator that doesn't want to burn out is going to listen to their fans, not their haters. I mean, that's just common sense, right? So hopefully that helps get rid of some of the disconnects inherent in discussions of gaming. Ooh. And I'm keeping this video short because as I'm recording this, The Flash is on soon. And I love The Flash, and I'm not going to miss The Flash to watch videos. Also, a few shorter videos every so often are good sometimes. Yes, I like shorter videos sometimes. Indeed. Are we going to get the marble? No, we're not. Oh, wait. Success? Hey. Okay, we'll end on a happy ending with my little Nathan Drake Sackboy. So try to keep those two things in mind, guys. Thanks for watching.